In 1505, Leonardo da Vinci was commissioned by a rich Florentine to paint a portrait of his wife, the young Mona Lisa. This seemingly minor work would become the most celebrated painting in the history of art. But the story of the commission has been doubted. Perhaps because the painting itself is so mysterious, there has been a great deal of rather fanciful speculation about whether there was ever a commission at all. In any case, the painting and its subject's legendary smile provoked all kinds of theories about who she was.
It's been said that the Mona Lisa had jaundice, that she was a pregnant woman, that she was a man in drag. But the truth is that the Mona Lisa is a great painting.
Once again, Leonardo stunned the world with his skill. This work has defined painting for 500 years.
The Mona Lisa is the most famous painting ever made. It is the inherent spirituality of the human creature that Leonardo was able to engender into the picture, that raises the human figure to some kind of majesty.
In 1506, Leonardo met Francesco Melzi, a beautiful boy whom he took to instantly. Francesco soon became his pupil and his closest confidant. Leonardo took Melzi and his other favorite, Salai, in 1513 to Rome, perhaps hoping for some role in the decoration of the new St. Peter's Basilica. But Leonardo hardly got the reception he expected or deserved.
This is when Raphael is in his heyday. Michelangelo is there carving the great Moses and the slaves and so forth. And where's Leonardo? He's a house guest in the Belvedere, which is an outbuilding of the Vatican. And he's doing all sorts of arcane experiments.
Leonardo, as a personality, became an anachronism in Italy at the end of his life. The flowering of the Renaissance in painting, it was not sympathetic to Leonardo's point of view, and I think that he felt very much out of things.
But Leonardo's influence could be seen in the work of the celebrated Raphael. Raphael pays homage to Leonardo by using his likeness to portray Plato in the painting The School of Athens. And even Michelangelo himself may have secretly plagiarized the older master's technique in the Sistine Chapel.
Seen from near, the Michelangelo frescoes in the Sistine ceiling reveal a technique of etching very similar to Leonardo's drawings.
Leonardo had long been more interested in science than in painting. He became fascinated with the mechanics of the human body and took corpses into his workshop to dissect. Never a religious man, he felt no compunctions about plunging his scalpel into the dead flesh so he could systematically detail every part of the body. When he came upon a 100-year-old man in a hospital, he sat down and patiently waited for the man to die so he could dissect him to see what caused such a peaceful death. That record is history's first description of arteriosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries.
You might be deterred by the fear of living in the night hours in the company of those corpses, quartered and flayed, and horrible to see.
Leonardo's interest was purely scientific, but to others it seemed ghoulish. And besides, getting corpses was always a problem. When church officials learned of his dissections, they thought he had gone too far, and for the second time in his life, Leonardo suffered an embarrassing public accusation. This time the charge was necromancy, or worshiping the dead, and in 1514 Vatican officials halted his studies. Leonardo became morose and began a series of depictions, both visual and literary, on his vision of the end of the world, which he thought would be brought about by storms and floods. Perhaps these were the floods that had haunted him since he was a child.
Amid much weeping and wailing were men and women and children, all terror-stricken by the fury of the winds, which with tempestuous gusts were churning the waters under and over and all around, with the corpses which had met their death by drowning.